Hey everyone, and welcome to IG8Live Esports on with another session this evening here with PGL F1 Racing League for Sunday Division for their Hungarian GP, and it's going to be round 12 of 23 for them here. Right now we got a full grid of 20 drivers. Going to be quite an interesting session here. We're already getting started with qualifying one. Already got a few cars heading out on track, so let's get our few stats up on screen. I think our map is already up. And we're just going to enable lap data on so we can have a look on what's happening with that. So let's have a look. See, iStream and a few other drivers getting out on their out laps already. Let's see how competitive the grid is going to be in terms of lap times as we get started with there. And already got Ethan telling me it's going to be dry and dry. So dry qualifying session, dry a race. And going to be very interesting to see how that works out. So let's see. I was expecting maybe some rain in this one here just to have it change it up just a bit between the two Hungarian GPs for the day, but unfortunate for us, we're gonna have to deal with two dry sessions. So let's see how that's gonna work out, but should provide for some interesting lap times in terms of the qualifying session, and then the race should be quite interesting as well when we do get on over to that point. So let's see how that's gonna go. So far just a few drivers out, not too much as yet. Most of our drivers are still in the pits. It's a full grid of 20 drivers. It's going to get very busy on track when everyone does get out at the same time. So I think they're just trying to avoid that maybe right now. So let's have a look at the grid that we have there right now. We got iStream, we got Coffee, Scooby, we got Beefy, I got Mikey, Crazy Bill, new name for me, Forza Ferrari there. We got Ethan, we got Nick, we got Softar, Maddie there, Mr. Rage. I am Slot. I'll just say Slot. I don't know why you guys make up these names. Clarky there, Vintage, Jonesy, Racer Avocado, Vans Racing, Sean, and Neil there right now. So going to be very, very interesting with this session. A lot of good drivers in here. Really interested to see where we stand at the end of qualifying one. And something tells me one of you are probably going to be making a PSN name and they just to get me with something here. I'm not sure what these guys are up to, but I think that's what it's going to be. I got to be very careful with you guys on these PSN names. I think it's definitely going to head into the wrong direction one of these days on the stream itself. So we're going to be very careful with that from this point onwards. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so far we're still following on with iStream on his current hot lap that he's doing there. Of course, everything's going to be purple because he's the only lap going to be set so far. Nobody else setting a lap time as yet. But we'll have quite a few coming across the line at the same time. With Vans Racing, Neil on a hot lap, Ethan on a hot lap there as well. So we'll see how that goes in terms of them. Where is Ethan on track right now? Is he in still sector 1? No, he's in sector 2 getting around right now. He's running just behind iStream there. And let's see how his lap is going. Running on with the Alfa Romeo here right now. Seems to be on a pretty good lap. Just did a proper sector of what iStream did. So maybe a pretty good lap for him so far. We're going to see how well the grid stacks up at the end of Q1. He invalidates the lap just at the end there, being in sector 3. Loses that lap. He's going to have to try that again. Let's go on back out in front and see what's happening there right now. We're going to someone. Mr. Rage here running in sector 2 now. Just got a proper sector 1. And that is Ethan's teammate right now. So far, iStream in the 115.8. Codfish at 117.3. We're a bit spaced off here at the moment, but I think we're going to get a bit more interesting as we get on into the rest of the session. And as we're going on, guys, welcome to everyone who's joining on to the stream with us. Thank you guys for joining us. Please make sure you guys leave a like on the stream. Really do appreciate you guys doing that. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new on here, because really do appreciate you guys joining on as well. So make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. We do have a few races during the week. Schedule is a bit on the low side right now, guys. So just 3 days we're doing streaming just for now, at least, until we get things back up and running by the time May again. So for now, we're just running just a few streams a week. That is on the official schedule, of course. We still might be doing some other streams during the course of the week that we usually do. Does depend if we're available or not available. Will be dependent on all of that. Mr. H now going fastest in the session at 114.3, which is what we've been expected to see. So let's see how well that's going to hold up. I think Ethan might be on another lap. No, he's invalidated that lap too. Not doing too well there. So he's going to have to try this once again. Let's go on to Racer Avocado right now in the Renault. And he's in sector 2 and running. Let's see how his lap is currently going. Alright, he's about to go across the line, and he goes second fastest right now, 114.7. It's about 4 tenths slower than when Mr. Rage did, so not too bad of a time at all. Let's have a look on who else is currently running. We got Maddie and we got Mikey running on track. Let's have a look at where is Maddie on track right now. And he's invalidated his current hot lap he's scoring on. Let's go back down over to Mikey here. Running in Sector 2, about to get over into Sector 3 in the Mercedes. And let's see how his lap is going. As we got a few more drivers starting to get out on track there as well. So he's about to finish his current lap here. Let's have a look on how his time is going to stack up. And he goes third fastest, 1:14.9, 2 tenths slower than the racer Avocado there. So really quite an impressive time from him there as well. And let's see who else is currently running a lap. I think we might have Vintage on a lap here right now in the AlphaTauri. And definitely seems so. So let's keep an eye and see how that's going with him. And looks like he may be finishing over his lap pretty soon. We got a few more drivers heading out on track here right now as well. Trying to get a lap in. TTG Sean there down in the back. Haven't seen him race before, so we're looking forward to see what he's going to be doing in this session. That's a 1:17.4 from Vintage there. Goes up in the 6. Vance Racing with a 1:18.6. Not too well so far, but that's sure that's going to hold up. So we got from 1:14 all the way down to a 1:18 so far in this session as we're going on through. We got Nick here on a lap right now in the next AlphaTauri. Let's see how he's going to be doing compared to his teammate Vintage there, who's currently 6th on the grid. And that is a purple Sector 2 off of him so far, so it doesn't look like he's doing too bad with it. Alright, so he's about to get across the line here. Let's have a look on how fast he is about to go. Looks like he had a pretty good lap. At 1:14.5, goes 2 tenths slower only than Mr. Rage there, and 2 tenths faster than Racer Avocado. So puts himself up on a pretty good position on the grid. Let's go on back down to where is Ethan on track here right now. Sector 1 on track. Let's see how his lap is currently going. Now we do have TTG Sean on a lap finally there, so let's see how he's going to perform on this session as well. We got fastest first sector so far from Ethan on track here. Seems to be off a pretty good lap. We got close to half of the grid right now with lap times in. We got down by half of the session at least. We got 9.5 minutes or so left in qualifying 1 here. Ethan's trying to keep that car on track as much as he can. That is a purple Sector 2 off of the Alfa Romeo driver there as well. So looking pretty good on this current lap here is Ethan. Let's see if he finishes off Sector 3 purple as well. And possibly gets the fastest lap. He's going to have to pull off a pretty good Sector 3 time to get ahead of Mr. Rachie with a 1:14.3. And he's coming around onto the straight right now. Let's see how fast he goes. And he goes 1:14.761. Literally 200th of a second faster than Racer Avocado. That's third fastest in this session so far, and not a bad time at all there for Ethan. Let's go on down to Forza Ferrari here. Where is he running on track right now? Neil is out of the session, unfortunately. So no time will be set for him. That means he's going to be out of qualifying 2 and qualifying 3. He's going to be starting 20th on the grid so far as it seems there. We're on the Forza Ferrari here in the racing point, and let's see where he's going to go. Clarkey and Jonesy, they're still yet to set some lap times in. They're out. They're on hot laps right now, sorry. So let's see how their laps are going to go. So on board right now with Forza Ferrari as he gets around onto the straight, and let's see how fast. Looks like maybe a 1:15. A 1:15.086 goes P8 now. Clarky now goes fastest with a 1:14.1, 2/10 faster than Mr. Rage. We're getting to those competitive lap times, especially those 1:14s. I'm quite impressed to see how many we do have so far. Where is Crazy Bill on track right now in the McLaren running a lap right now at the moment. Slot 67 running there as well. Let's see where these guys are going to be at the end of qualifying here. Just about close to 7.5 minutes left there in Q1 right now. Session has gone out pretty well so far, I gotta say. Sofdar, Beefy, and Scooby still in the pits at the moment. They're yet to get out here and get a lap time in. As we know, Beefy usually gets out close off to the end of the session. That's a purple sector 2 right now, coming off of Crazy Bill here in the McLaren. Let's see where he goes as he gets across the line for sector 3 in just a bit. Alright, so he's about to go across. It looks like it might be a 1:14. A 1:14.455 puts that car third fastest on the grid so far. Very interesting lap time. Very competitive out front. Not too bad at all. Clarky with a 1:14.1. Mr. Rage 1:14.3. Crazy Bill 1:14.4. Nick 1:14.5. Ethan 1:14.7. Race Avocado 1:14.7. Mikey 1:14.7. Sean 1:14.8. So top 8 drivers all in the 1:14s so far. We got a few 1:15s, a 1:16, 1:17s, and a 1:18. Let's have a look down at the back of the grid here with a Slot here running in the Haas. Oh, and Ethan is out of the session, so probably has retired off. Takes 1:14.7. That's pretty good enough to get him over into qualifying 2 at this point. Alright, so we got Slot about to get across. Oh, he's going back into the pits. He's not going to finish a lap. Thought he might have been finishing that lap. So let's see where Beefy is on track. He's out on track on an out lap right now. We'll wait for him to get started on his hot lap and see who else is currently running on track here. So Crazy Bill went third fastest, not a bad time. Clarky still holds on to fastest time in the session, 1:14.1. We're getting very close to that 1:13. We'll see if it's going to be possible down there in qualifying 3 when you do get to that point. But so far so good in the session. On board right now with BP here. Let's see how his lap is going. We still got Scooby, Sofdar, and Slot 67 yet to make lap times in this qualifying session. We got just about 5 minutes 10 seconds left here in qualifying 1. Getting pretty close off to the end of the session. So let's see how the drivers are going to finish that off. That is a purple sector 1 so far from Beefy here. Definitely looking for a good time to get that car over into qualifying 2, which is basically the main aim here of qualifying 1. So let's see how his lap time is going to go as he gets around the track. I'm going to switch back to the overhead camera and have a look at that Red Bull getting around. Fastest time still goes to Clarky so far, 1:14.1. Let's see if anyone is going to be able to beat that. That's 2 purple sectors so far for Beefy here, I think. So let's see if sector 3 is going to be a little bit better, or maybe you're probably going to get it into the top 3 by the end of this current lap. He does have enough time to probably do 1 more lap if he does need to at this point here, and he has nothing validated. He's going to get across the line and goes 1:14.9 so far. That's going to put him down there into P9. Not too bad of a time. That's actually enough to get him over into qualifying 2. So let's see if he's going to try another lap on the same set of tires here right now. He might just be doing that. But let's go on down to Sofdar, who is currently running a hot lap down there at the bottom of the grid at the moment. Let's see how his current lap is going. Once again, guys, welcome to everyone who is currently joining on the session with us. Thank you guys for joining on. Please make sure you guys do leave a like on the stream here for us. It literally takes just a second for you guys to do that, and really helps us out in terms of YouTube analytics and whatnot. So please make sure you guys leave a like on the stream for us. Really do appreciate you guys doing that. Thank you again for joining on. And remember, if you're new onto the channel, make sure you guys do subscribe to us, because we do have a few races going on during the course of a week. So thank you guys for doing all of that. and hope you guys are enjoying the qualifying session that we have going on here right now. I think it's going to be quite an interesting race when you do get down to that race session point, but we're still here in qualifying 1, trying to finish that off here right now. So just under 3 minutes left here in Q1 to close off this session. Currently the fastest lap time has been held by Clarky there, 1:14.1. Second fastest Mr. Rage, 1:14.3, and Crazy Bill there, third fastest, 1:14.4. He is crazy enough to get into the top 3, so let's see how well he goes on through to qualifying 2 and 3 when we get to that point there. Hey iStream, thank you for joining on the chat. Currently 12 iStream there on the grid. He's going to make it over to qualifying 2 with that lap time that he currently has. Let's see if that's going to work. Safdar goes into 5th fastest with a 1:14.6. Not too bad so far. iStream there 1:15.5. I think that would be enough to probably get him over into qualifying 2. Of course, guys, remember qualifying 2, and he's going down a little bit now. He's getting a bit dangerous here, iStream. I'm not sure if he's going to try another lap or not, because he's now down into 13th on the grid, and it's only going to be the top 15 going over into qualifying 2. If 2 drivers down below get a faster time, he's going to be down into 15 to get very close down into the drop zone. Hopefully, he's able to make it over into Q2. We're going to see how that works. Of course, Neil already out of this session, and we got... who else on the track? We got Vintage on track right now, Jonesy on track at the moment, and Vans Racing as well. So we're trying to have a look and see how that's going for them here right now. Jonesy's running the fastest possible lap on track at the moment, so we're just trying to keep an eye, see how that's working out. Out in front, still Clarky, Mr. Age, and Crazy Bill top 3 as we have it in the session. I highly doubt they're even going to try to get a faster lap in, because they know they're making it over to the next session. That's an invalidated lap there for Vans Racing. Going back onto Jonesy here right now, see what's happening on his end. Vans Racing can pull off another lap if he does wish to. Scooby there not doing a lap. I'm not sure if there's any qualifying ban or anything for him, but not doing a lap. He's currently 19th on the grid there, still in the pits, and we're down to just a minute left in the qualifying session. That means he cannot get out, so that's going to mean Scooby starting 19, Neil starting 20th on the grid. We got Codfish, Jonesy, Vans Racing, and Scooby and Neil all in a drop zone to get knocked off of qualifying 2 at this point. So let's see how they're going to get up through the rest of the session. Sean might be running another lap there. He's currently P9 at 1:14.8. Forza Ferrari and iStream both racing points back to back, 12th, 13th at the moment as they are there. And about this 5:10.7. Oh, and that is Maddie probably having a bit of an incident. Somebody had an incident. I'm not sure who that was. Or was it Vintage on track? I think that was probably Vintage on track. Anyway, let's see how that's going to go out. So, Maddie out, Vintage out, Codfish in the pits. He's not going to be doing a lap. We got Jonesy and Vans Racing to do laps here to get ahead and probably push iStream down maybe 1 or 2 positions. So, it looks like he definitely should be able to make it over into qualifying 2. He's going to be a bit lucky on that one as well there. So, let's see how that's going to go as we're waiting for the session to come out to an end. And that's about 2 seconds more left on the clock. And that's it. Timer is out. Qualifying 1 officially over there. Only who's currently running a lap will be able to finish a lap, and then that's going to be it. We're going to go on to qualifying 2 and see who's going to be out of that session. I think we're just waiting for Vans Racing to get around the track here right now. Hopefully he doesn't go in the pits. It takes way too long when drivers go into the pits at the end of a qualifying session, and it looks like he might be... yeah, he's going across the line. That's going to be fast, so he's just going to get across the line, and then that's going to be it for qualifying 1. Let's have a look at our final results for that and see what our grid looks like for qualifying 2. Yeah, but oh, iStream is still running on track. He's running another lap. Apparently he was trying to get out of that drop zone, but he wasn't in it as yet. I think he was afraid he might have gotten dropped down to that. So let's hope that he gets across the line and doesn't go back into the pits, whether it's a good lap or a bad lap. Let's have a look here right now. He's going to finish a lap, and let's see if he's going to get a faster lap in or not as he gets around the final turn here right now to go across the line in the racing point. And I think he might have gotten a bit faster. Did he go up to 12? I can't tell. I didn't really get to see that. And he did go up to 12. He gained a position up there, so not too bad on that lap that he just finished off there as well. All right, let's have a look at the results here right now. So qualifying 1 results for the Hungarian Grand Prix so far for PGL F1 Racing League for Sunday Division. We got Clarky fastest lap in the Renault 1:14.1. Mr. Ray second fastest 1:14.3. Crazy Bill third fastest 1:14.4. We got Nick in 4th, Safdar 5th. We got Sean there in 6th, Ethan 7, Racer Avocado in 8th. We got Mikey in 9, Beefy 10th, Slot in 11, iStream 12, and We got Forza Ferrari 13, so it looks like 13 drivers making it over into qualifying 2 instead of our regular 15. That because drivers were out of the session, that's why that happened. So 14th on the grid is going to start with Maddie there. 15th is going to be Vintage, and as it goes down, we'll see. Hopefully, we have a look at the rest of it. Jonesy 16, Codfish 17, and it goes on further from that. Back end of quali is going to be wet, says Neil there in the chat. So let's see if that's going to happen, because if that is the case, then qualifying 3 will get a little bit interesting in terms of oh man, we're already starting with a drizzle here in qualifying 2. 50 minutes on the clock has already started, and we got some drizzle starting. Drivers are going to get up very early on track if they're going to be able to run the lap on the dry tires as it is there right now. I'm not sure, so let's have a look and see how that's going to. We're going to put tires on the best right about now, so everyone getting out on the dry tires as it is right now. The drizzle is just starting here in qualifying 2, so they're going to be in a rush to get a lap in, because by the time it gets to halfway down in qualifying 2, they're going to have to switch over to medium tires, probably sorry, to the intermediate tires, probably, to get on to the rest of the session, because it's going to get a little bit too wet for the current tires that are running on BV. Definitely out on here on track as well to get a lap in. As you can see, the drizzle is starting to come down. It's starting to come down pretty quickly, as you can see here right now. So they're going to have to get a rush to get a good lap in very, very quickly here. The entire grid probably getting out here right now. So it's going to be a total of 13 cars on track at the same time. We got 2 drivers, iStream and Safdar, not out on track as yet. Let's see what their strategy is going to be in terms of trying to get a lap in. And they are getting out. Safdar is the only one now in the pits. Let's see if he's going to be getting out as well or not. I'm not sure who is running in front. Might be one of the Renaults. So there we have Clarky is the one leading the field out front for a lap time in here. And let's see how that's going to go with him. Safdar still in the pits right now, not getting out on track. Going to be very interesting, because I'm quite sure by the time we get halfway through qualifying 2, these tires are not going to be able to make a fast enough lap time, and they're going to have to switch to intermediates, and really going to make absolutely no sense for them. They're just going to be doing that just for practice sake on the track, because the intermediates are not going to run a faster lap than what these soft tires and medium tires can do on the track here right now. And they're still putting their race strategy into play. Remember, qualifying 2, they have to start the race with whatever tires they do their fastest laps on here in Q2. That is provided that it's a dry race start, and they do make it over into the top 10. Of course, with the rain in the session, we're going to see how that goes through as well. So we're going to wait for some lap times to start coming. I think they're going to come in one after the other here. Safdar still into the pits there right now, has not gotten out as yet. So definitely going to be interesting when we see these lap times start to come in. Already down to 12.5 minutes left in the session here. Is the rain starting to go away? I'm not sure. No, it's actually still there. It's still drizzling in the session, so it's actually still there. We're just not able to see it too much on the overhead cam here right now. So let's see what's going to happen as we start to get some lap times coming here very, very soon. We're waiting for Clarky to be the first guy to go across the line, and then I'm not even sure who's coming behind them. Probably Mr. Rage or Ethan there, one of the two of them. But they're both coming just behind. So let's see. Clarky goes across the line here right now. 1:15.6 from him. Who's going to be the next guy going across the line? Let's have a look here right now. And it's not going to be Ethan. It's going to be Mr. Rachel. 1:17.6 from him. BP 1:17.7. Ethan goes 1:17.6. Sean goes 1:17.4. And it's all a bit of a mix-up right now. We're just going to wait for that to get on through. Crazy Bill went 1:17.9. Nick goes 1:17.2. Race of Ricardo goes 1:16.5. So the Renault doing pretty well so far in this session. Where's iStream on track right now? Oh, he's just gotten started with his lap there. Mikey on an out lap, and Safdar still in the pits as it is there right now. Not sure if there's a reason behind that or not as yet. Maybe some sort of quality ban, I'm not sure. iStream goes 1:17.6 so far. Mikey 1:34.5. Not a good lap at all from him. Slot out of the session. So currently on with Mikey on his current outlap. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'll be back in exactly about 1 minute. Alrighty guys, my apologies about that. I am back on here right now, so let's have a look, see what I have missed. So down to just under 6 minutes left here in qualifying 2, and Savdar, only driver not with a lap time on track as it, and he's on a hot lap here right now, so let's see what his lap time is going to look like. So far it's still both runners holding on to fastest 2 laps in the session, 1:15.6, 1:16.5, as we have it there, P1, P2 for the 2 of them, both on the soft tires, they did it. And then we got Nick there, 3rd fastest at a 1:17.2, Sean 4th fastest, 1:17.4, Ethan 5th fastest, 1:17.6, Mr. Ray 6th fastest, 1:17.685, about 400 per second slower there. Ice Stream 1:17.688, just about 3,000 of a second slower than Mr. Ray. Beefy 8th fastest, 1:17.7. Then Crazy Bill 9th fastest, 1:17.9. Forza Ferrari in 10th, 1:18.058, and Mikey 1:19.6 go far in 11. Slot is out. Savdar still yet to make a time and trying this on the soft tires right now. Let's see how fast he's going to go. And he might be pushing Forza Ferrari out of qualifying 3 if he does get a faster time than him at this point here right now. Needs to go faster than a 1:18.058. And let's see how that's going to go. Yes, Ethan, I know, no voice. I was just off for a second, just taking care of something. Let's see. So Savdar goes 1:21.4. Not the best of lap here right now. And that drizzle is coming down quite a bit more. And definitely going to be affecting the track temperature as well, so not going to be as much grip on track. As you can see, Savdar having some trouble getting back on the power 2 bit too early there. It's going to cause some slip and slide on track, and we'll see how that's going to work. And I think this drizzle has affected qualifying 2 somewhat here in terms of the way it would have been if it was a full dry session. So some drivers are not the best in terms of driving on a slightly wet track as it is there right now. So coming down, 4 minutes left here right now in qualifying 2 still. Let's see what the drivers are going to be doing, because I don't think there will be much drivers out on track. I think just the guys down at the bottom of the grid, that's Mikey and Savdar going to try to get a faster lap in. Maybe Forza Ferrari might try to get her back on track. Currently you can see what tires they use. Most of our guys using their medium tires here right now, so they're going to be trying to pull a one-stop strategy in a race, trying to do a medium to hard strategy to go to the end. And those on the softs will have to probably do a 2-soft strategy, probably soft, medium, soft, or soft, medium, medium. We're going to see how they decide to pull that off in the race session coming up very soon. Don't worry, we got just about 3.5 minutes left here for qualifying 2. Then we got 12 minutes of qualifying, and that is not the correct way to get into the pits here, Savdar. Yeah, so we have just another 12 minutes of qualifying 3 after this to go, and then we get straight into our race session. On with Mikey here right now, getting back into the pits there as well. So as the way the session is right now, really not allowing for the guys to really do anything much on track in terms of getting a faster lap in. So they might have just been giving up on this, and they might be going to close off the session here. Let's have a look and see how that's going to work with them. Alright, so I think we got everyone back into the pits there right now, just trying to see if anyone is going to decide to go back out on track, or they're just going to be holding it off for just the next 2.5 minutes until we're ready to get started with the qualifying 3. And looks like we might be just closing up this session right there, because I don't think anyone else is going to try and do a lap here at this point with the rain coming down a little bit more on track. We're going to probably be heading straight over to qualifying 3 and have a look on how that's going to go. So it looks like it might be Mikey, Savdar, and Slot out of Q3. Let's see if Forza Ferrari is going to make the cut into that with the way the session is there right now. And looks like we will have Savdar go and try another lap again, and I'm not sure what sort of size he's doing this on. Let's have a look here right now. Where is he on track? And he's using the soft tire, still trying to do a lap here right now. And I'm not sure how much grip he's actually having, but let's have a look on here, overboard with him and see how he's going on the lap. That's just about a minute left in qualifying, so we'll entertain this and see how it goes. And as you can see, DRS was just disabled by race control, which means it's a little bit too wet on track to be actually even using dry tires at this point. And we're coming off to the end of this session, so either way, we're about to get into qualifying 3. Okay, so just waiting on the lap here from Savdar to be over so we can head on over to qualifying 3. Let's have a look at Q2 results, and then that should be it there. Is there someone else running on track? I'm trying to have a look at who that is. Probably was one of the Renaults there, but I think they're already finished for their lap. They're just getting across the line, and that's going to be it. So Clark is still held on to the fastest lap. I don't know why Savdar is going into the pits. It does take so much longer to close out the session when they do that. They should have just gone across the line, and that's going to be it. Probably gonna have all of these make a rule about this. As long as on the overtime, just go across the finish line and get the session over with. It takes much longer to close off the session when they go into the pit lane. Alright, there you go. So let's have a look. So qualifying 2 results for the Hungarian Grand Prix so far for PGL F1 Sunday Division. We got both Renaults fastest in the session. Clarky P1, Racer Avocado P2 so far, 1:15.6, 1:16.5. Nick third fastest. We got Sean fourth fastest, Ethan in 5th. We got Mr. Race 6, Ice Cream 7, Beefy 8, Crazy Bill 9th, and Forza Ferrari 10. That's our top 10 going over to qualifying 3. We got Mikey is going to have to start 11th, Sofdar will start 12th, and Slot will start 13th on the grid. And because he didn't make any time in the session there. So we're going to head straight on over into qualifying 3 here right now, and let's see how that's going to go. That's probably going to be a wet session and running on intermediates, and we're going to be having our top 10 go over to that. Let's see what our starting grid for the top 10 is going to be looking like, and then we get straight on over to the race session just after. It's only 12 minutes for qualifying 3, so really not too much more time to wait before we get on into the race session here, guys. Once again, thank you guys for everyone who's joined onto the stream. Please make sure you guys leave a like on the stream. Do appreciate you guys doing that, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new on here. Yep, so there we go, wet on session here right now, and let's get a few stats up on screen. Let's have a look on what exactly is going to be happening, and everyone's going to be running on the intermediate tires, so we're going to keep that off here right now, and let's see who's going to be first to get out on track and have a good go at it. Doesn't look like anyone wants to have a good go at this right now. Oh, we do have someone getting out on track there right now. Let's have a look. Is that a... oh, that's a McLaren getting out. That's Crazy Bill getting out on track. Crazy enough to do it in the wet weather. So let's have a look at him get a go on this. And let's see how fast these laps are going to be. We got drivers following on with Crazy Bill just behind of him, getting out on track here now. And should get this hot lap started pretty soon. Of course, lap times are going to be a little bit slower than expected here than if it was a try-on session. So we're going to work with that for the time being and see how well these guys get on through with this lap here. But so far, so good in qualifying. Not too bad at all. I think the rain did kind of mess up qualifying 2 just a bit. I'm not sure what's going to happen in qualifying 3, but it's fun from the start of qualifying 3. We're all on the same tires running. So, it did hamper qualifying 2 just a bit because the guys had to get out very early just to try to get a lap in as fast as they could, and those who got their first lap in, a pretty good lap, that's what they actually had to stay with, because it was a little bit harder to get a faster lap in further on in the session as the track temperature started to drop and the rain was starting to come down just a bit more. And so we got Mr. Rage out, Race Avocado still in the pits here right now. Everyone else currently out on track and trying to run a lap. So let's see what's going to happen by the time they get started on this, which should be very soon. We should be getting started pretty soon. We already got Crazy Bill here in Sector 3 on the track, getting around the final few turns to get started on his hot lap. Alright, so here he goes across the line, about to get started on a hot lap here right now. We're gonna have a look on board with him. Let's see what the grip level is like as he gets around. He's just starting to drizzle. It's still really not that heavy, no really standing water on track. So let's see how these intermediates are making out. Of course, the track is ready for them, has been raining since qualifying 2. They seem to have sufficient grip so far with what Crazy Bill is doing out on track there. So lap times are going to be a bit slower though. We're going to have to expect that. We're going to keep on board with Crazy Bill here as he gets on through with his first hot lap of the qualifying 3 session. And of course everything is going to be in the purple because it's going to be the first lap time to be set here in Q3. And we got quite a few drivers that are going to be coming just behind Crazy Bill here as well, trying to get their laps in. So let's see how their lap times are going to be as they get on through with that. Alright, so Crazy Bill goes across the line, goes 126.8 so far. So let's see what the rest of the guys are going to be bringing across as they get across the line. We're going to focus on Beefy right now. He'll be getting across pretty soon. I think Sean as well in front of him about to get across, and let's see what happens. Sean goes 127.1 and Beefy goes 127.1. Sean goes 127.6. 5 tenths between the two Red Bull drivers so far as it is. iStream on an outlap. Everyone else back into the pits, unfortunately. Probably messed up their laps and don't think I can really suggest at this point, so we're going to keep on with iStream here on his current outlap and going. We got Nick on another outlap there right now. Got the rest of the drivers, Forza Ferrari, Ethan, we got Mr. Rage, Clarky, Razor Avocado, all into the pits right now and not getting back out as yet. So we're going to just wait on them to get back out on track and see how this rest of the qualifying session is going to go. We're down to just under 8 minutes left right now, and we'll be getting started with our race session pretty soon here. Oh, and that was a bit unfortunate for iStream. They're losing the car and losing that lap, and he did a proper sector 1 as well. So that's going to be a bit unfortunate. He's going to have to try that one again. We're on with Nick right now, getting started with his hot lap. We got Ethan and Mr. Rage both on their out laps right now. We'll see how that's going to go. Forza Ferrari on a hot lap there as well. Mr. Rage on a hot lap right now. So quite a few more cars about to get their laps in. Got some purple sectors coming off of Nick here right now. Mr. Rage is out of the session. I think that happened down there in sector 1. I can see his car on track. I'm not sure what exactly happened to his car. Let's see if we can have a look on board with Ethan here right now. We can see Mr. Rage's car down on the right side of the track there right now. Unfortunate for that. And he is out of the session there. Going back on board with Nick. A purple sector 2 from him here right now. So let's see how good this lap is actually going to be. iStream just went fastest in the session. That's provisional pole for him. 126.1 so far. And the session is drying off. The track, is drying off right now. So we're currently on with the dry tires right now. And I think that's what everyone is currently waiting on. So we're going to keep this on best. So let's see what tires they're currently... Actually, let's put it on fitted to see what they're running on. So everyone now getting on the dry tires because the rain has eased off, which is quite interesting. Let's put that off again and see what's happening. So we're starting to get some faster times coming in here right now. Everyone's going to have to use the remaining 5 minutes and try to get their best possible lap time in. I just didn't even notice that the rain was going away. Nick now fastest in the session, 1:16.5. Forza Ferrari second fastest, 1:16.9. Ice Cream third fastest, 1:26.1. And that's going to have to drop down because everyone else is definitely going to be getting a faster time in. And Ethan here has invalidated his current lap. Unfortunate for him. We're on the racer avocado here right now. On an outlap. Crazy Bill on another outlap. Sean on another outlap. Everyone's going to get another outlap and get going again. And let's see how this is going to end off on this occasion here. Because quite interesting of a session. Started off just a little bit wet. And now starting to dry off to the end of the session. That definitely is going to affect things just a bit as well. Drivers are going to start to get their faster times in. So top three right now with their 1:16s. As we have it there. 1:16.5, 22, 1:16.5, 49, 1:16.995. So as it runs, Nick currently on a provisional pole. Ice Cream second, Forza Ferrari third, and that's both Racing Point second and third so far. Are they going to be able to hold that on to the end of qualifying 3? We're going to have a look. Racer Avocado on this hot lap here right now, trying to get it wrong and invalidated. Unfortunately, you need to avoid doing that right about now. That's a very dangerous point in this session to be doing that, and he's going to have to try again, probably on the same set of tires. I don't know if he has enough time to get back in and go back out again, or if he doesn't have enough fuel, he will have to go back in. Let's see if that's going to go for him. Sean on another lap here right now, I think. Let's have a look with him. Getting a lap going. Crazy Bill in a 1:26 already, so he's gonna have to try and get along in by about 10 seconds faster than that, and he's on a hot lap here right now going in the McLaren. So let's see where he goes when he gets around the track here. It looks like he's doing purple sector so far, so might be on for a pretty good lap there, Crazy Bill. Alright, so he's about to get around final turn here right now, about to go across the line. Let's see how fast he is going to go as he goes across the line with a 1:14.6 and goes fastest in the session so far. Track is getting a bit faster as we close off this session. So we think we got Sean on a lap here as well. Let's have a look at him as he's going to be coming off and closing up that part so soon. We got Ice Cream invalidated his current lap. He's going to have to get back in the pits and get back out, or probably do another lap on those same set of tires. Okay, he's getting into the pits there though, I think. Let's have a look at Sean here, getting around the final turn here right now, getting back onto that straight, and let's see where he goes. Goes into 1:14.7, second fastest on the grid so far. Going back down now to Race Avocado there in P10 at the moment. No time set by him. Clarky, his teammate, into the pits there still. Not sure if he's going to be getting out or not. That's about 2 minutes 15 seconds left here in qualifying 3, and coming right down to the wire on this one here. Purple sector 2 coming off of Race Avocado so far, so looking pretty good in the lap as he's getting on here. Needs to avoid an invalidated lap at this point, and still could happen as he gets around. One more turn to get around here right now, and then back onto the straight, and let's see how well he gets on with that. Does go pretty well. Goes across the line and does in a 1:14.462. Goes fastest in the session. That's provisional pole for him so far. Crazy Bill down to second. Sean down to third. Nick down to fourth. Ice Cream currently in fifth and out of the session. Forza Ferrari sixth and getting back out on track right now. Beefy getting back out on track as well. And Ethan on track and trying to get a lap in. He's in sector 1 going around. Clarky on an outlap already. So definitely everyone in a bit of a rush at the end of qualifying 3, and it's caused a bit of maybe a bit of panic on drivers just trying to get their times in before the session closes up. They're trying to get into those 1:14s is there right now. So everyone else currently doing a lap except for Ice Cream. He's on a 1:16 and will have to probably deal with that, whatever starting position he's going to get with that time. I'm not sure as yet. So let's see how that's going to work out for him. Mr. Rage here hasn't set a time either. He's going to have to start 10th on the grid. If Ice Cream gets pushes down all the way down to the bottom, he's going to start 9th on the grid as it is there. Let's see how that's going to work out though. We're still waiting for Beefy to get a better lap in and the rest of the drivers in as well. Purple sector coming off for Ethan here right now in sector 2, getting into sector 3 at the moment. Halfway through that and going through. We got a few guys on the out laps. They're going to get started on the hot laps very soon here. Ethan about to go across the line very soon as he gets around the final turn. I'm going to stay on board with him as he gets around this. And let's see where he goes. Looks like he might be at 1:14.9. Goes fourth fastest on the grid so far. We're going to follow on with the rest of the drivers as we have it here right now, trying to get their lap started. We got Beefy, we got Clarky getting started first out of them. So let's have a look with him. as he gets a good go on this here right now. Has BP coming just behind of him, along with Forza Ferrari there as well, getting started on his lap, all trying to get the faster lap, and before the session comes off to a close, Nick on a lap there, I think, trying to get a fast time as well. I'm going to go on board a bit with Clarky here and see how his lap is currently going. And I think Nick is about to get across the line pretty soon. So let's see if he's going to improve from his 1:16.5 and probably go faster. I think he's going across. Yes, he's going to finish that current lap. And he's about to go across the line right now. And he does go fastest in the session at 1:13.755 for Nick. Takes provisional pole so far in the session. And qualifying 3 is officially over. We're in overtime right now for whoever's currently running a lap. That is Clarky, BP, and Forza Ferrari right now. Currently left on track running. And let's have a look. Clarky is about to go across the line right now. And let's see where he goes. He goes second fastest at 1:14.019. BP goes third fastest 1:14.325. And we got Forza Ferrari left to get across the line. And he goes sixth fastest in the session. 1:14.678. Ethan down to 8, and Ice Cream down to 9th, Mr. Rage down to 10th because of no lap time in. And I think that's it there for qualifying 3, guys. Let's see the official results coming up very soon, and then we're gonna get straight on into the race start here for the Hungarian Grand Prix for PGL F1 Racing League for Sunday division. Round 12 of 23 so far, just about halfway through the season at this point here with them. Okay, so there we have it. So Nick is going to be starting on pole for this race. 1:13.755, an incredible lap from him. Clarky starts alongside him on the first row, so second for him. Beefy starts in third. Racer Avocado will start fourth. Crazy Bill starts fifth. Forza Ferrari will start sixth. Sean starts 7. Ethan starts 8. Ice Cream will start 9th. And Mr. Rage will have to start 10 there. So far, looking pretty good with a top 10 as we have it. We're going to see how well the race start is going to go in terms of safety car, no safety car, VSC, no VSC. I'm not sure how that's going to go as yet. Let's see how it's going to go. We got a full grid of 20 drivers getting ready to get started with this race here. So let's get on over to the race session and see how that's going to happen here right now. Okay, so we're getting started with the formation lap there right now. So we're going to put on lap data. We're going to put on tires here right now, so you guys can have a look at what tires these guys are going to be starting the race on. And we're going to have a look at our full grid of 20 drivers from the starting positions that they're at right now. So we got Nick, as we said before, starting P1 in the race. Clark is starting second. BP starting in third. Racer Avocado starts fourth. Crazy Bill starts fifth. Forza Ferrari will start sixth. Sean there starting 7th. Ethan starts 8th. Ice Cream will start 9th. Mr. Rage will start 10th. Mikey starts 11th. Softar will start 12th. Slot starts 13th. Maddie will start 14th. Vintage starts starts 15, Jonesy will start 16, Codfish in 17, Vans Racing starts 18, Scooby starts 19, and Neil there will start 28 on the grid. Looking at our top 10 we have right now, we have 3 drivers on the soft tires, and the rest of the top 10 on the mediums for the race starts. So looking at a one-stop strategy for those on the mediums. A few of the drivers down the back of the grid having a start on the hard tires there, and about 2 drivers on the softs and 3 or 4 actually on the mediums. So a bit of a mix of strategy as we go on through the entire grid. Going to be very interesting throughout this race session here as well. And let's see how well that's going to go for the race start. We're looking forward to a pretty good start, but we're going to try and keep an eye on the first 2 as they get off the line, and then have a look at the entire grid as they get around turns 1 and 2. Or try to keep an eye out for any possible incident that might happen. We know we're going to have some contact between cars as they get on through the first lap. We'll see how well it goes for them. As everyone is getting around the final 2 turns here right now, about to get back sorted on the grid and ready to get started with the Hungarian Grand Prix. Round 12 right now, guys, of 23 for the current season here for PGL F1 Racing League for their Sunday division. Alright, so we're currently waiting for the final car to get into this grid slot, and then we are about to get started with this race here. And the leaderboard is already getting mixed up a little bit, so we're going to have to just ignore that for now and hope that that gets itself sorted through. Just ignore that, guys. It's trying to sort itself through. Alright, so we're about to get started here right now. I don't know why everyone's ghosted. Just going to ignore that for now. And getting started on lap 1. Here we go. Let's see who gets a better start. Clarky gets a pretty good run on Nick going down into turn 1. Let's have a look at the entire grid. We got some cars going a bit wide down to the pit wall side as well. About 3-4 cars going wide as they get on through turn 1. We definitely might have some contact with cars. Both Alfa Romeo is getting pretty close off a racing point, getting off track. That was Ice Cream getting off track just a little bit there. He's back on track again in 11th and running alongside Mikey there, with Ethan just in between of that there as well. And a split between the Alfa Romeos there right now. Both are running down at the back. That's Maddie and Codfish, I think, there, as they all get on through. The front of the grid seems to be getting through pretty fine, as everyone seems to be slotting in on the racing line and going through pretty well. No safety cars on the opening lap so far. We're still about in sector 2 of this lap going on through, so let's see how that's going to go. Things can change very drastically in a race like this, especially on a track like this, so let's see how that's going to go on through with everyone. Now so far so good, as we can see everything happening on the track here happening. Look down the back, some close gaps as you can see there right now. I'm going to go back out front with Clarky leading the race right now. Nick running in second, a 1.2 second behind. We got Beefy running P3 in the race. Forza Ferrari up into 4th right now as it is there at the moment, and they're all getting on through pretty well as we can see here right now. Gonna go back down to somewhere in the midfield here right now and see what's happening. Clark here in the fastest lap out front. Oh, that's just, the grid is just getting mixed up. We're gonna just ignore that for now, and let's see what's happening on track here. Let's just ignore that. The grid has got mixed up, and the bit of a glitch is still happening on the game, guys. I can't believe we haven't fixed this crap as yet. It's almost coming down to the release, so there's a few months time for the next game, and still they haven't fixed the one main issue we've been having on this one. Alright, the grid is starting to get back sorted there right now, so let's have a look out front what's happening with our race leader. Clarky leading the race there right now, ahead of with Nick down in second. We got Beefy now running in third. We got Forza Ferrari running fourth, Race Up Carter running fifth, just behind Forza Ferrari right now in the racing point. He is trying to get up in that position if possible at this point here right now. Very, very close. He have a 10 behind and really pushing on through for a gap. Let's see if he's able to get this at this point. Race Up Carter looking for a gap, but very, very narrow on the track here right now. Hungarian. And going to be very difficult for him to get an overtake done as well. Might have to just wait until they get onto that pit straight. And about to go into lap 3 where DRS is about to come online. So let's get telemetry online for that so we can have a look and who's going to be getting DRS advantage and who won't. Out in front, Clarky hits the fastest lap once again, leads by 1.8 seconds against Nick right now. We're into lap 3. DRS is now online, and it's going to be of an advantage to whoever is within a second of the car in front of them. So let's have a look with this part of the field here right now. Quite a close gap between a few cars as we have it here and going through. We're following on right now with Crazy Bill and Sean running just behind of him. I think most of our grid have a pretty close gap, at least about a few tenths between them as we are following on through right now. We're going to keep on with Sean here because he has a pretty close gap with Crazy Bill from them. Of course, Racer Avocado here trying to catch up with the Forza Ferrari. A very close gap between the two of them, but he does have Crazy Bill catching up a tenth behind him right now. He has to be a bit worried about this. And Sean coming up right up behind, along with Mr. Rage and Ethan as well. So quite a train of cars coming and trying to fight it off for a position here. Slot and Ice Stream, I think, having a bit of switch here. And that is Ice Stream 11th, Slot in 10th so far. And someone's in the pits there right now. It's going down to Mr. Rage here, chasing after the Red Bull of Sean right now. Might try to take it on the inside. Let's have a look and let's see if he's going to do this. And does try to push it on for the inside just a bit. And might still have to hold it back there in P8 right now, with Ethan coming just behind of him. Out in front, we got Clarky leading the race right now by about 2 seconds at the moment. Beefy a second and a half behind Nick at the moment. So a bit of a gap starting to form out front. Racer Avocado still chasing after Forza Ferrari for that position, but not able to keep up too much with him. He's losing a few tenths as he goes on through. Crazy Bill catching up to him pretty quickly. Sean as well just behind that, along with Mr. Rage, Ethan, Slot as well, all following on behind here at the moment. Maddie and Carfish down there fighting it off for 12th position. That's both Ferraris, I think, fighting it for that position there. 310 gap, 210 gap between them as it is there right now. Let's have a look at what's happening down the back with the two of them actually on board right now with Maddie and see what's happening with him and Codfish. Okay, they're teammates, but I'm not sure what's happening because Codfish is 4.4 seconds behind Mikey. He might be holding up his teammate. Let's see if he's going to allow him to go by at this point here. And not on this occasion as yet. He's going back out in front right now with Crazy Bill, Sean, and the rest of the gang out front here, chasing after each other for positions as it is. Sean getting pretty close up with Crazy Bill once again. Mr. Ray just behind of that battle coming as well, and Racer Avocado just in front of this whole scenario going on here. Excellent racing from these guys so far, though. I gotta say, some very close gaps between them. Literally a few tenths, as you can see, everyone coming in a bit of a line, and it's very difficult to drive behind a car that close as they are here right now without causing any sort of incident, because if you do hit that heavy braking zone and brake a bit too late, you can end up in the car in front of you. So they have to be a bit careful for that. Salvador gets the fastest lap in the race so far. Where is he even running on track here right now? I think he's running down there 18th he is right now. So not running too bad down in the back. And we got Crazy Bill with a penalty here right now, so let's see how that's going to affect his race as well. Out in front, still a bit of a gap between our race leaders as we have their Clarky ahead by almost 2 seconds, 1.8 seconds as it is there right now. Then Nick ahead of Beef by 1.9 seconds as well. Forza Ferrari another 2 seconds behind. So top 3 drivers actually are getting away pretty well. Racer Avocado just lost a position to Crazy Bill here. The two of them are fighting it out for that position, P5. Racer Avocado down running in 6th now. Crazy Bill is going to chase after Forza Ferrari about 7 tenths ahead. Racer Avocado still close by. Sean Roger up to the rear of that Renault as well, trying to get by if he can. Mr. Rage coming up just behind them, as well as Ethan there, so a pretty close gap. Let's see how this is working out. So far, no incidents. All 20 drivers still in the race. And we're currently on lap 6 of 35 and going through with this here. So far quite an excellent race, not gonna lie. It's been quite impressive in terms of the race start and the way these guys are driving so far. All driving pretty well through the race session. Just about a few tenths between most of our drivers, as we can see here right now, and they're doing pretty well. Clarky leading very well out front. His teammate Racer Avocado down to 6 so far in the race, and I think Renault is doing pretty well in this race. Red Bull as well, both Red Bulls running in top 7 so far, as we have there. Mr. Rage and Ethan, both Alfa Romeos running 8th and 9th in the top 10 so far as well. Only The Mercedes are down. Ferrari is down out of the top 10. We got one racing point out of this. I think both Haas might be out of that as well. Actually, no, Slot is in 9, so he's running in the top 10. Racer Ricardo now into the pits there, so let's see how that's going to work out. We're currently following on right now with Slot here. Let's see how close his gap is with Ethan just in front of him. He's looking to get by apparently, so let's see if he's going to find a gap to get by that Alfa Romeo driver. Of course, both Alfa Romeos in front of him. He needs to be very careful in terms of how he approaches this, because this could end pretty badly for him if those two drivers do decide to work against him here right now. But Ethan under some serious pressure right now from Slot, who is coming down behind and about 3/10 behind only. I think we have some action happening down at the back of the grid there as well with Sofdar and probably Scooby. I'm not sure. We'll have to check in on them in just a bit. Let's have a look up front here right now with Crazy Bill chasing after Forza Ferrari. Down the pit straight they go right now. DRS advantage on Crazy Bill's end, and he's going to keep it on the racing line behind Forza for now. Not going to push it on through. Got a bit of action happening down the back here. Ethan, Slot, and Mikey and Mr. Rage in this as well. So let's see how this is going for them. So Mr. Rage and Ethan, both of them running pretty well just behind each other. So got it. Oh, and there goes Mr. Rage getting a 3-second penalty. Needs to be a bit careful with that there right now. So I'm not sure who's faster of the Alfa Romeo drivers here right now between Mr. Rage and Ethan on this track. And let's see if they're going to be doing any sort of switch in terms of trying to catch up to Sean out front, because Mr. Rage is losing some time right now. He's down about 8/10 behind. Let's see if he's going to be able to close that gap within the next few laps or so and possibly get that overtake done with. Out in front, we got Clarky and Nick having a pretty close gap right now. Nick has gotten up to him. 5/10 between the two of them out front. So that's actually starting to go somewhere there as well. We're going to have to keep an eye and see how that's working out. Let's have a look right now actually between Nick and Clarky. Is now within DRS range and using that DRS to much of his advantage. Clarky, however, running on the soft tires, so he's going to have to do a shorter stint than Nick here. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the strategy works for him in terms of Nick getting the race lead away from him very soon when he does have to do a pit stop. So still on with Nick right now. Gap is now down to about 3/10. Of course, same going on with Forza Ferrari and Sean there. Now down to 2/10 between the two. Let's have a look here quickly, see what's happening with these guys, because it's a fight for 4th place in the race right now between Forza Ferrari and Sean, and it's getting pretty close off. 2/10 is the gap between them. I'm going into about around 1/10, and 3/10 behind is Crazy Bill coming off. He's in the McLaren. He's going to try to fight it off for that position there as well with these two, as he's getting right up to the rear of the Red Bull at the moment. Out in front, we got Wrestler. Clarky is into the pits. 8 laps done on those soft tires, and he's doing a pit stop already. First pit stop of the race on lap 10 here right now. So Nick takes over the lead of the race. Beefy now into second. Forza Ferrari now into third. 2/10 between Forza Ferrari and Sean here right now, fighting it out still. Now the battle is on for 3rd place in the race, as it is there right now, with most of these guys being on the mediums out front. So let's see what strategies are going to work. Codfish is the only other driver remaining on the soft tires, as it is there right now. And we're trying to follow on with this gap still that we have here right now. Down to Mr. Rage, a 10th behind Crazy Bill, chasing after that McLaren, trying to get by, looking for a gap to go with. He's going to have to be very careful not to get a penalty, as he already has one here. So does Crazy Bill, and Crazy Bill is disconnected from his car. He's going to have some trouble keeping up with the rest of the grid here right now. He needs to get back connected to the car as soon as he can, and that is quite a few drivers going past him there right now. He's falling down the order quite a bit, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take to get back connected to that car. Let's go back up here with Ethan and Mr. Ray chasing after each other, as well as Slot just behind them. Out in front, Nick and Beefy, 2.7 seconds is the gap between the two of them. Forza Ferrari running another 4.1 seconds behind. But we do have Sean still chasing after Forza Ferrari right now. 3/10 or about 4/10 is the gap, that's what it is there. And now down to about 2/10. Let's see how this is going to go down the pit straight there. About to go here right now with DR's advantage on Sean's end. Let's see if he's going to get any sort of advantage going down and chasing after Forza Ferrari here right now. Does get a pretty good run, but not close enough to get a gap going to try and get an overtake on that car as yet. So he's going to have to just slot in and keep it there in P4, at least for now. Down there at the back, we got Mr. H, Ethan, just about 5/10 between each other. Slot here chasing after Ethan, still trying to put him under pressure. And of course, no penalties on either of the sides yet, but let's see how the race is going to go. We still got quite a way more to go in this race as yet. We're only on lap 11 of 35, and those on the mediums will not be pitting anytime soon. They can run a much longer stint before doing a pit stop, and that is Slot getting a penalty that went a bit too wide off of that curb, off of the turn. And let's go back to Sean here chasing after Forza Ferrari, still for P3 in this race, and I think it's going to be quite an interesting battle going on, because he's not going to give up that position quite easily. Forza Ferrari there holding on to a podium position so far. He's going to need to try and keep it there as much as he can. Of course, top 6 drivers right now all on the medium tires and running. Let's see what the strategy play is going to be. Of course, Slot and Mikey on the hard tires, they can go a much longer stint now on those on the mediums. So a much different story to play out here to see how that's going to work, as they are going to be going onto a faster tire to go on to the end of the race with. Of course, those on the mediums probably are going to be going on to the hards to go down to the end. Oh, and that is whose car is that? I think that was Mr. Rage into the pit wall there. He lost the car coming around the final turn to get onto the pit straight, and he's lost majority of his front wing, and he has to go all the way around the track with a broken front wing to get back into the pits right now. And this is gonna be very, very disappointing for the Alfa Romeo driver here, and him and his teammate they were running pretty well. Him and Ethan there were running pretty well out in front in the top 6. Now he's down to 12 on the grid and might lose more positions as he gets around. He has to go all the way around the track in order to get back into the pits and get a change of front wing time. He's going to drop down the order as well, and probably has messed up his pit stop strategy here as well in the race. So currently we are following on back again with Sean and Forza Ferrari. These two are still at it in the race right now. Egan and Slot still at it as well. Down in the back, let's have a look at Sofdar and Ice Stream here right now. What's happening? Sofdar goes by Ice Stream, gets around the racing point up into 14. Ice Stream goes down to 15 because of that move there. Unfortunate for that, but overtakes are going to have to happen in this race. That's how we keep it exciting at this point here right now. And let's see, he's getting away pretty well. Let's go on over to Clarky here in P9, chasing after Crazy Bill, about to go onto the pit straight with DR's advantage going down that straight here right now. And let's see if he's get any sort of good run. And using the slipstream just a bit, trying to keep up with him, and he's going to try and push it on the inside, but not close enough to try and get that overtake done. So he's going to have to slot back in P9 and just keep it there for now. Oh, and almost loses a car in the second DRS zone, gets on the power, maybe a little bit too early there, but still a 310 gap between them, and he's going to continue chasing after him to try and get that overtake done if he can at some point in the race. 2/10 is now the gap. Got Mr. H finally into the pits there right now. They're going side by side here right now, fighting it off for P8 right now. Clarky trying to push it around the outside as much as he can. And is he going to be able to get this position up? Looks like he might actually got it done. Crazy Bill down into 9th position. That is Clarky up to 8 right now. An incredible overtake from him at that point in the track actually too. So not too bad so far. Crazy Bill, unfortunately, now down to 9th. Let's have a look at the rest of the grid, see what's happening so far. Out in front, Slot still chasing after Ethan here. This has been going on for quite a number of laps right now. And Ethan is able to keep him behind, but he already has a penalty. How much longer is Ethan going to be doing this until he does do a pit stop? Or now with Nick leading the race into lap 14 he's going, and 13 laps done on those tires so far. So let's have a look out front with Sean still chasing after Forza Ferrari for 3rd place in the race. and gets a pretty good run behind of him. Now getting into the second DRS zone. Let's see if that's going to be of any help, as he's right up to the rear of the Racing Point right now, definitely looking to get by, and he gets blocked off just a bit, so not able to take it out either on the inside or the outside at this point here right now. So still going to keep with the close gap that he has. Slot and Ethan still have 210 gap between the two of them, and they still are going to carry on through with that at the moment. Currently on a lap 14 of 35 right now, guys. We're still following on with Sean right now. 2 tenths of gap is between him and Forza Ferrari in the Racing Point just in front, and he's definitely looking to keep as close as he can by the time they get around to the pit straight, trying to use the DRS advantage. And Ethan, feeling the pressure right now, gets a 3-second penalty there. We can see Sean here desperately trying to get around, and I think we got Forza Ferrari doing his pit stop there right now. He's getting into the pits, has been tired of being chased around by that Red Bull, and Red Bull goes up behind his teammate right now. 5.1 seconds behind Beefy he is. Ethan is going to try and chase after him, with Slot coming just behind of that, and Nick leading out from by another 5.9 seconds. A pretty interesting lead he has there. We're going to see how that works. We're going to the end of the race. Crazy Bill getting the fastest lap so far in this race, and still following on right now with Slot here in P5, chasing after Ethan for P4 right now in the race. Forza Ferrari still in the pits. He's probably going to come out probably in 11th on the grid there right now. Pretty close gap between Sean, Ethan, and Slot here. So with the three of them, we're going to keep an eye and see how this is going to work out. If this is going to result in any sort of major incident or not, I'm not sure as yet, because it is getting very close between the three of them. Racer Avocado and Crazy Bill switching positions down in the back there. Got an overtake done. Gap is now 6.9 seconds between Nick and Beefy out in front, and we got these two going side by side. That's Slot and Ethan here fighting it off through. Ethan still holds on to P4 away from Slot as he continues on right now, but right up to the rear of his car is where that Haas is, and he needs to be very careful about this right now. 14 laps done on these medium tires, and we got Beefy into the pits. We got Ethan into the pits right now. Sean still out on track, and he's now up into second place in the race, 11.4 seconds behind Nick there, and Nick still continues on to lead the race. So just the two of them out front. Still needs to do a pit stop at this point here. Ethan as well, well, he's not in the pit, sorry, my bad. Ethan is coming to see where he's going to come back on track. He probably is going to come up just behind Forza Ferrari there. That's going to be 12th place. He's probably going to be coming out in. Let's have a look. Oh, he's 11th. Now he's going to be out in 11th on the grid behind Forza Ferrari. Now we do have Sean has to do a pit stop as well. Now remember, before the whole pit stop scenario happened, we did have Slot behind of Ethan. We had Sean behind Forza Ferrari. So let's see what's going to be the difference when these two out front decide to do their pit stop. Nick and Sean, as well as Forza Slot here. Let's see when they do their pit stops, what's going to happen. Trying to wait for our gaps to come back online here right now. Oh, and we do have Sean getting into the pits here right now. Let's see how this pit stop is going to go for him. So we got Nick still leading this race by 12.6 seconds right now, with Slot going over into second place on the race. We got Clarky taking over third. Mikey takes fourth. Maddie takes fifth. Racer Avocado takes sixth right now. Beefy takes 7th. He's done his pit stop already. Sean is going to slot in behind Forza Ferrari once again. It's going to be the same way it was. He didn't get an advantage over the pit stop there, and he's lost a bit of time as well. He's now 1.5 seconds behind. And we're now on with Ethan just behind of that there. And we have caught fishes out of this race, which resulted in a virtual safety car right now. So I'm not sure where his car is on track. Actually, I think I see it there right now. Let's have a look on board here. There is Scottfish's Ferrari, and he had some serious problems there apparently. Nick is using the virtual safety car to do a pit stop here right now, and he's getting into the pits. Let's see if Slot is going to do a pit stop. Looks like he might be doing a pit stop as well. So they're using the VSC to save some time on their pit stops here at the moment. Let's see if that's actually going to work for them or not. I guess back on. Let's see what we missed there for a second. I have to just get something to drink. Alright, so looks like iStream is out of the race as well. I think he's retired in the pits. Yes, he has. So he's out of this race. Let's have a look out front, see what's happening right now. So as it is right now, a yellow flag. Well, that's just because of a retirement there. Okay, so Clarky now in the lead of the race. Mikey in second, Nick in third after his pit stop. Maddie there fourth, Race of Ricardo fifth, BP Round running sixth, Forza Ferrari 7. Slot is now running in 8th, Sean in 9th, Ethan there in 10th. So Slot has gained some time off of the virtual safety car doing his pit stop around that time. And I think so has Nick there as well. As we got side by side going here is Maddie and Race Avocado, and they're fighting on through, and that is Maddie down to 5th position right now. Race Avocado holding on to that 4th position very strongly at this point in the race. 18 laps Mikey has done on his hard tires, so has Maddie here as well, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how they finish off this race. We're on lap 19 right now of 35. That gives us about 26.5 laps more to go in this race. Sorry, 16.5 laps more to go in this race here. So yeah, 16.5 laps more still yet to go. Nick here, 4 tenths behind Mikey at the moment, running, still fighting enough for P3. Of course, Mikey does have to do his one pit stop, which is going to put him down a few positions. When he does decide to do that, Nick here, looking to get back the lead of the race because he's going to hope that Clarky has to do another pit stop. And Mikey will have to do one. So let's see what's going to happen with Clarky. For 8 laps done on those tires so far. Can he push it all the way to lap 35? I'm not 100% sure about that one there. That's going to be a tough call. Of course, Safdar doing 15 laps on his medium so far. That might be a bit of a tell to do that. Nick now getting into 2nd place in the race, pushing ahead of Mikey on those old tires. So that's Nick up into 2nd. He's now 3.8 seconds behind Clarky, and he's going to push on through and fight for that position. We got now 15 laps left, 15.5 laps left in this race, as we're on lap 20 right now. 9 laps Clarky has done on those tires that he currently has on. We're going down to Sean down in 10th, chasing after Ethan right now. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out right now if Clarky is able to go to the end of this race on these tires, because that's going to be at least about 25 laps on those tires, and I don't think that's possible at this point. He's going to have to do another pit stop, which is going to put Nick back into the lead of the race either way. And we know Mikey has to do a pit stop as well. So does Racer Avocado. That's going to put Beefy back up into 2nd. Maddie there has to do a pit stop. Slot is going to go up into 3rd apparently. His pit stop has worked out pretty well. Forza Ferrari will go into 4th. Ethan will slot in behind that. Then will Sean. And then I guess it's going to be Crazy Bill, because Softer has to do a pit stop there as well. Jonesy will have to do one. Mr. Ray slots in behind that. And then Vans Racing. Then Vintage. And then I guess then Neil and Scooby there. So that's going to be how the grid lines up after the next round of pit stops happening with the future drivers. So we do have to do a pit stop coming up very shortly. So out in front we got Clarky leading by 4.1 seconds right now. He's 10 laps done on those tires so far. Let's see when he does decide to do a pit stop at this point here right now. What's happening with Slot and Maddie here? Switching positions here. The two of them are. So Slot has taken back 6th place in the race. Maddie is down to 7th. Of course, Maddie's 20 laps on those hard tires, has to do a pit stop very soon. We'll see when he decides to do that. We're going back out in front here, following on with Mikey right now on these very old hard tires. 20 laps done on them so far, and we're heading to finish off 21 laps on them at this point here right now. He's been on those tires from the start of this race up to on this point, and has gone, I think it's been pretty well in the race so far for him, running a pretty good strategy. And I think he's praying for a safety car at this point here right now to take a pit stop. I think that's going to be his best chance to keep a very good position in the race. Let's see how that's going to work for him. And there we go, we have Mikey getting into the pits there right now. Going back on with Nick here, 3.5 seconds behind our race leader Clarky there. And let's see, still 11 laps on those tires right now. Has been on the front for half of the race. Let's see if he does decide to do a pit stop or not, or if he's going to just try and somehow push those tires to the end of the race. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure how well that's going to go for him in terms of grip level coming down to. They might last up to lap 30 at most, I would say, and after that, I think it's going to be downhill in terms of grip level going to lap 35. So I think it's possible that those tires might make it to lap 35, but it's going to be very, very tough and hard call for that, and he's going to have to preserve them just a little bit in terms of getting around some of these turns. With a 3.4 second gap, he needs to keep his pace up just a bit, so we'll see how that's going to work for him. Going down to Beefy here, running in P5 here at the moment, chasing after a slot. He was within the DRS range. He's starting to lose that range here right now. He needs to keep in the DRS range as much as he can. Then we got Forza Ferrari chasing after Maddie there. Maddie's still on those tires, 21 laps so far, has not done a pit stop in this race so far. So let's see when he decides to do that. That's going to put Forza up to 6. And then Ethan as well will move up into 7 because of that. They're Ethan about 1.1 second behind Forza right now. Sean about 7/10 behind of that. So we're following on with all of this at the moment as we're going on in the race. Race Avocado there, 14 laps done on those tires. If Clarky has to do a pit stop, definitely he has to do a pit stop here as well. So let's see how that's going to work. On board right now, we're start chasing after Race Avocado for P3 in the race. Slot does have a penalty though, and he's trying to get around Race Avocado right now. Has his DRS advantage as going around into turn 2. He's going to take it on the inside of the Renault and might get the position up into third place. Goes out right now. Race Avocado down into 4th. And let's see if he's going to be able to fight him back on this. But doesn't look like he actually might. So does seem to have a bit more pace. Race Avocado, 15 laps on those tires right now. Starting to lose positions. He might want to start thinking about doing a stop here right now. Clarky is going to have to be very careful out front as well if he starts to lose time to the car behind, which is Nick there, of 4 laps on those hard tires so far as it is. Going down to Ethan here, chasing after Maddie here. Once again, 22 laps on those hard tires as he has it there. Is he planning to go into the soft tires to go to the end of the race? I'm not sure what his strategy is. Of course, he does have to follow the regulations. He will have to do 1 mandatory pit stop in the race, and that's going to mean he's going to go onto the soft tires to go to the end. He might be pushing until lap 25 with these set of tires that he has there right now. I'm not sure. That might be the strategy he's trying to play, and then do the final 10 laps of this race on these soft tires to go to the end and hopefully still make it into the top 10 with that, and hopefully gain some advantage by using the soft tires. Currently no car on track is using the soft tires here, so if Maddie is planning to go on the soft tires, which I think he is, to go to the end of the race, we're going to see how that's going to work for him. Ethan chasing after Maddie once again, trying to get by. And he's going to push it on the inside here right now. Let's see if that's going to work with DRS advantage. Of course, Maddie on those old tires, he's going to not be able to hold off much longer. Maybe a lap more or so, he might, or 2 laps more, he might try to push this on through. Let's see how that's going to work. But Ethan definitely is looking to get by. He's not waiting for him to do a pit stop at this point here right now. Wow, and we have a virtual safety car. This is going to play into the hands of Maddie here right now. He's definitely going to be doing a pit stop, as was with maybe Clarky and Race Avocado as well. So let's see what they're going to be doing here right now. I'm not sure about Clarky, but Race Avocado should be doing a pit stop. Maddie might be taking advantage of this to do a pit stop as well. Of course, this virtual safety car is going to come to an end very, very shortly, but this might be their only chance to try at least to even save maybe a second or 2 if they can on their side, but they're not close enough to the pit lane entry as yet. They might not make it in time. By the time they get into the pit lane, the virtual safety car will be over, and we're going to get back to racing. Everyone's going to be back up to full speed, and this is not working out to their advantage here right now. Let's have a look and see if Maddie's going to go into the pits or not, as we're still under the VSC right now. Might be for another 10 to 15 seconds or most, and Maddie is going to go into the pits. That's going to put Ethan up into 7th place in the race right now. Race of Ricardo pitting as well. Clarky has not pitted in the race. He is still running in the race with 14 laps done on those tires so far, and I think he might be hoping for a safety car to do a pit stop at some point. But DRS is back online again. Track is green, and we're good to go back racing once again. So a few pit stops happened during that VSC. There are 3 cars into the pits there right now. Race Avocado, Maddie there, and Sean into the pits as well. And Race Avocado going onto the soft tires to go to the end. This is a strategy we were hoping that Clarky was going to go with. And let's see what he's going to decide to do by the time we close off this session. So lap 25 of 35 right now. We got 10.5 laps left in this race to finish it off. And it has been quite an interesting playoff strategy between drivers so far. So we're still following on. Out in front, we're having a look at Clarky there and Nick. 2.9 seconds is the gap. Now Clarky has lost about 4 to 5 so far in the last few laps coming on through, especially with that VSC as well, and he's now 14 laps on those tires. He needs to push him another 10 laps. Will those tires be able to last 24 to 25 laps? They might just be able to do that, as we saw, but I'm not sure really if they're going to make it all the way there. I know they can make it to lap 30, maybe 31, 32, but they're definitely going to be losing a lot of grip and a lot of traction after that, and that's going to be putting him at risk of losing the race win here itself. But I think he's trying to push as much as he can for that. 15 laps now on those tires, another 10 laps to go. Will he be able to make them 25 laps on those medium tires? We're going to just be able to find out here as we get on with that, because I really thought he was going to go for a soft tire strategy to go to the end of the race with. But he has done his mandatory pit stop. He does not have to do another pit stop here right now. If those tires can push it all the way to the end, he will push on through with them. And we got the Haas having some trouble there right now. I'm not sure who was that. Okay, sorry about that. I was just checking out something on the streams, and there I did see a drop in something in one of the settings. Alright, we're good again. Alright, so still we got Clarky out in front, still leading the race, still on those same medium tires. 16 laps, 17 laps now done on them. Until lap 28 we go. So it looks like he's going to push him all the way to the end of the race and try to hold on to that lead as much as he can. And he is doing pretty well at it, I would say, because he's now back up with the gap up to 3.2 seconds as it is there right now. It does have a penalty though, and I think it's just 3 seconds. So that's gonna work out pretty well if he keeps the gap over 3.4 seconds as it is there right now. But he needs to keep that gap as it is, because if he does start to lose time, he will be losing the race win as it is there right now, but probably be dropping out just about 2nd place. And because Slot does have a penalty there in P3, we'll see how it works out in terms of going to the end. But looking pretty good for Clarky so far with that strategy. Not too bad. 17 laps now on those tires, and he's really trying to push them all the way to 25 laps. But let's see if that's going to work for him, because still about 7 laps more to go, 7 or 8 laps more to go in the race. Down here, Racer Avocado trying to fight it with Mikey. I think they were 2 tenths behind. He's on the soft tire, so he does have the advantage against him. So let's see if he can actually use that advantage and try to get up into 7th place in the race. Mikey's not going to make it easy on him because Mikey's on fresh tires as well. 5 laps only on those mediums, so he does have sufficient grip to push it all the way to the end of the race at this point here right now. Down at the back of the grid, we do have quite a bit of a gap between most of our drivers, as you can see there right now. And yeah, 5 tenths between Mikey and Racer Avocado. Going to be pushing through as much as he can. Mikey getting a bit on the dirt. And let's see if the DRS advantage is going to be of any help. 3.6 seconds out in front with the lead between Clarky and Nick. At the moment, he needs to keep that gap above 3.5 seconds. And that's a very dangerous point that it is there right now. And Racer Avocado going a bit wide. I think he just got a warning on that one. They're using his DRS advantage. And not able to catch up close enough to Mikey to try and get an overtake done. As yes, we have to keep it there, at least for now, where he is. Ethan here in P6 right now. And about 5 tenths is the gap between him and Forza Ferrari, chasing after each other. Let's have a look on board there right now. See how close he's actually able to get. Has a bit of gap behind, 2.7 seconds. So I don't think he's too worried about the car behind of him, but in front he might be a little more concerned about getting past Forza to get into that position. Both of them having a penalty as well so far. So let's have a look at what penalties exactly are like. And that's about 3-second penalty for both of them. Slot there was 6 seconds of penalty so far. Clarky 3, so Clarky now down to 3.2 seconds of a gap, and he is going to start to lose some time as it seems right now. Nick is going to be pushing because I'm quite sure he knows how old those tires are on that Renault out in front of him. And that's a Racer Avocado there with a 3-second penalty. I think it's added on to his time. So this is going to get quite interesting going down to the end. 19 laps done so far on those tires, as we can see there. So still on with Ethan here and Forza Ferrari still chasing after each other for 5th place in the race. Racer Avocado chasing after Mikey still for 7th, I think that is. Yes, it is. Now gap is still around 3.3 seconds. I'm just trying to keep an eye on this gap out front. 3.3 seconds as it is right now. Now Clarky has to make sure he does not have another penalty before the end of the race. Otherwise, that's going to cost him the race here right now. Racer Avocado getting ahead of Mikey apparently there. Let's have a look at what's happening with the two of them. As yep, the Renault did get ahead. Mikey is down to 8th position right now, and he's going to probably have to hold it there and see if he can get it back ahead of the Renault. Sean and Maddie finding it down in the back here as well. Of course, Mr. Rage behind us, 7.3 seconds though, 16 laps on the hards. He's going to have to go to the end with that, and not looking too good on that position. But here with Sean, 3 tenths behind him and Maddie trying to fight it off for P10 in the race. Not sure if that's going to work. Sean on 4 laps mediums, same as Maddie there, so a bit of an equal in terms of strategy, in terms of tires. So let's see how they get on through with that. Out in front gap is now down under 3 seconds by a tenth only, and that's going to be cutting it quite close. We're on lap 31 right now of 35. Nick is pushing as much as he can out front, trying to break the gap down under 3 seconds. He knows if he gets the gap under 3 seconds, he is going to get a race win. 20 laps done on those tires so far, has another 5 laps to go before the end of the race. And this is really starting to worry Clarky out front, because he's struggling to keep the gap above this 3 second range as it is there right now. Going back on to Ethan here, chasing after the Racing Point of Forza Ferrari still as it is there. When Sean getting pretty close up behind Maddie right now, going side by side with him. And he's trying to get up into 10th here right now. Let's see if he's able to get that done. Looks like he's gotten it done. The Red Bull gets ahead into 10th. That's a Ferrari down into 11th. Ferrari not having the best of days in this race here right now. So interestingly enough, that is Sean up into 10th. Maddie down to 11th. Now out in front, we can just notice that the gap has fallen down to 2.5 seconds between Nick and Clarky. Clarky is definitely starting to feel the pressure off of Nick and starting to feel a wear on those tires as it is there right now. I'm not sure how much more he's going to be able to push on them. 2.5 seconds down, and he needs to get another 5-6 tenths to keep it above 3 seconds to get the race winner on lap 32 right now. Down in the back, we have some significant gaps between cars as we have it there. So they're trying to, I can tell they're trying to catch up as much as they can, but still, that's quite a bit of a gap to work with. Ethan 4 tenths behind Forza Ferrari, still trying to catch up. I think that's going to continue on with the end of the race. A bit of an equal on terms of tires that they currently have. Just going to be about race pace at this point here going on through. Out in front, Clark is still losing a bit more time. Lost out over 2/10 in the past lap. And still trying to gain time back if he can. But those tires are severely worn. And he's definitely going to have some trouble keeping up. Keeping ahead. Let's have a look what's happening with him out front. On board, we're going to go with him right now. See those tires if we can. The fronts are definitely showing some wear. As if you can have a very close look at them, you'll be able to see it. But I'm not sure if on the streams end you guys will be able to see it there. On my end, actually, I'll be able to see it because of the I don't know, that's the resolution itself. Gap is now down to 2.1 seconds as it is, and Nick is going to push as much as he can. 14 laps on his hards. That's not going to affect him too much in the race, and I don't think he's going to give up on this. Lap 33 as it is there right now going on through. Maddie's out of the race. Something's happened down in the back. Has he retired or he has a bit of an incident there? Let's have a look, see if we can catch that as it is there right now. We're going to have to wait for just a bit. Hopefully the car doesn't disappear by the time Salvador gets it wrong. Unfortunate for him. Hasn't resulted in a safety car or VSC, but his car is disappeared off track. That's going to be there for now. So 3 drivers currently out of the race. We're still left with 17 in here right now. And we're on with Ethan and Race Avocado just behind of each other. Mikey coming behind them as well, trying to chase each other through for P5 in the race. Let's see if that's going to work. I think Race Avocado having a much better chance with those soft tires getting ahead of Ethan at this point here right now. We're still going to keep on with him and see how that's going to work out. The front gap is now down to 1.7 seconds, and that's cutting it pretty close down now. We're now on the penultimate lap, lap 34 of 35 in this race. And gap is down to 1.6, so that's probably going to keep dropping. Race Avocado having a pretty good go right now with Ethan here. Mikey another 5/10 behind. So they're going to go on board right now, see how this is going to go up between Ethan and Race Avocado here. Of course, Forza Ferrari just in front of that as well. They're all having their DRS advantage going on through, except for Forza there. A pretty close gap between Ethan and Forza Ferrari, but still he's not able to get by at this point. There's about a 10th between them. Using a DRS advantage, he's going to try and take it on the inside. Let's see, not pushing on through too much. A lot of penalties on track here right now. We're going to bring that online for you guys to have a look on what's happening with the penalty side of things, and that's a lot of penalties to deal with. So still a few drivers don't have any penalties in the race, so at least we can say congratulations to them for not getting a penalty. We're still on lap 34. We're going to get into that final lap of this race pretty soon. I'm still following on board with Ethan here. I want to see if he's able to get by Forza before the final lap is over, because he does have a close gap, but just finding a very difficult time to get about a 10 behind and get by right now. Let's have a look out front. The gap is now 5/10 between our race leader Clarky and Nick there running in second. Ethan gets another 3-second penalty, which is going to cost him a position in the race there now against Race Avocado. And Mikey there, of course, behind them, has no penalty, so he might be going up at least 2 positions by the end of the race when they get across the line. We're in the final lap of this race here right now, lap 35 of 35, and Clarky still leads. Of course, the gap is only 7/10 between him and Nick. Nick with no penalties, Clarky with a 3-second penalty. That penalty is what's going to cost him the race win here right now as they get around in sector 2. Someone's off track. I think that might be Salvador. I'm not even sure who that is right now, but someone's off track there. See if we can have a look on who that is. Actually, that's Neil. So he's out. Let's go back out in front here with Clark. He's still leading the race. Coming around final few turns here right now. So has run a pretty good race actually. Has run about 25 laps on those tires. I think the only thing costing him the win here right now is that 3-second penalty that he currently has, and he's going to let Nick go across the line P1. He's going to go across second and take second place today. So Nick takes the win for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Clarky takes second place on the podium. We got Slot coming around here with a 6-second penalty going across the line P3, and he will be able to keep it because BP is about 8.2 seconds behind. He's coming around in the Red Bull right now. He will be taking 4th place in this race, and not too bad of a finish for him. We'll see where his teammate finishes off. We got Forza Ferrari coming with Ethan just behind of him as they both go across the line. P5 and 6th for Ethan. And a bit of a switch happening now because of penalties. Mikey goes up to 6. Race Avocado takes 7. Ethan takes 8. Crazy Bill takes 9 so far. Switches it now with Sean who takes 9. Crazy Bill goes down to 10. Mr. Rage coming across right now to take 11 place. Vintage takes 14. Vans Racing takes 15. Scooby will have to take 16th in the race. That's Mr. Rage going across 11. Softdar coming around should be taking 12th in the race, and Jonesy will be taking 13th when he does get across the line. So one driver I think just left. That is just Jonesy to get across the line there right now. So not a bad finish here for the Hungarian Grand Prix for PGL Sunday Division. So let's have a look at our final results and who got driver of the day. I didn't keep an eye on that one as we were going on through with the race. And Slot gets driver of the day, so not too bad for him there. House driver getting driver of the day on that one, so congratulations to him for that. Alright, so let's have a look at the final results in this race here right now. Still will be kind of preliminary in terms of penalties, in terms of drivers making reports to stewards and whatnot. We'll see about that later on. Alright, so far as it is, Nick takes the win for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Clarky finishes 2nd on the podium. Slot finishes 3rd, and driver of the day for him as well. Beefy finishes 4th. Forza Ferrari finishes 5th. Mikey takes 6th. Race Avocado takes 7th. We got Ethan taking 8th here. Sean takes 9th. We got Crazy Bill taking 10th. And we got Mr. Rage finishing 11th. Sofdar will take 12th. Oh, and Crazy Bill took fastest lap in the race as well. And Jonesy there taking 13th. Vintage 14. Vans Racing 15. Scooby 16. Maddie 17. Neil 18. Ice Stream 19. And Codfish there 20th on the grade as it is there, guys. So thank you guys for everyone who has joined on to the stream, everyone who's watching the video on here with us. Thank you guys for joining us. Please make sure you guys leave a like on the stream. And remember, if you're new on the channel, make sure you guys do subscribe. And we have to do different races happening during the course of the week. And remember, once again, guys, for this month of April, we will have a reduced stream schedule. We'll be going back onto a little more of a busy schedule coming up in May. So we'll be looking for some more leagues to get on board then, both on the Xbox side and the PS4 side as well. We'll be looking for leagues to just have a mix of different leagues on different consoles as well. No PC leagues, not for now. Maybe later on sometime in the future, but not now. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for joining us on. Did appreciate everyone joining on and leaving a like on the video, so make sure you guys do leave a like. We'll see you guys on the next stream, which should be announced probably in the Discord or so. You guys can keep an eye on that and have a look at the schedule, what it is like right now in terms of the official schedule running. And we will doing a few other streams in the middle of all of that as well. So thank you guys once again for joining on.